Welcome to the Creative Plan Podcast Network. Join us as we share our favorite RPGs, one-shot games, tabletop games, reviews of items, and convention panels, and other exciting things that we run into from time to time. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion to Ragnarok story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and rpgpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Hey guys, Jim here with Creative Plan Podcast Network, and today I've got a special guest, Jonathan Truax, wanting to share a special project that he's working on. Hey Jonathan.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, doing good. It's the weekend before Wild West Con. We are super excited.
Nice.
So Jonathan, go ahead and take a minute and tell everybody at home who you are and what is it that you enjoy doing.
Sure. So, yeah, like I said, we're putting on our first convention. The name of our company is called Goggles and Gadgets, and the name of our convention is Creation Convention. And, it's something I just started. I'll give you a little bit of a backstory how I got to this point. Are you familiar with what happened with ITT Tech?
No.
Okay, so they're a technical school. I was going to school there. I was set to graduate in about 6 months. And the week before, it was a Tuesday morning, I still remember it. My buddy says, a week before I was supposed to go to classes, he said, got a text when I woke up, not even awake yet. So, yeah, they're done. They're closed totally forever. And so I was 6 months away from graduating and the school closed. Tried to get my credits transferred, but they couldn't because they were unaccredited because they thought it was somebody at ITT thought it would be a good idea to screw around with federal student aid. And they lost their accreditability. And so that took me to a point where I had to look for work. I was looking for work for about a year and a half, and I finally found something. I was working at BJ's. It's a wholesale club minimum wage thing. And then I found a best job I ever had in my entire life. The hours were great, the pay, the location, the job, everything was the best job I ever had. And then I get a call from my supervisor, boss, or whoever the guy I report to, I guess, saying, yeah, call me at the end of the day. And he said, sorry, so today's your last day. Bye. Totally out of the blue. No warning, no nothing. Just gone. And this is on my way home, in the car on the way home from work. And so then I was out of work for another 2.5 months. And then I got another temp job. And because I figured, well, that beats unemployment. So I took that. The same thing happened again. And I'm like, this is like last September. And so they let me go very suddenly and just, no warning or nothing. And so I still remember walking out of there and I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm not getting any younger. And I was just thinking to myself, I had already thought about, wanting to do my own convention. I thought it would be kind of cool because I've been to conventions in my area, Albany Comic-Con, Saratoga Comic-Con, and I've been getting into steampunk for, I want to say like a year and a half. And so, but there wasn't anything in my area. Like there was conventions in Connecticut, Massachusetts, or, southern part of the state, or, a few hours away, but there wasn't anything like around locally where I lived. And so I thought it'd be kind of cool to, to have one in my area. And that's what, at the time, it was just, something I thought would be kind of cool to do on the side, something fun. And then I lost my second job. I mean, yeah, it was a temp job, but it was still very sudden and totally out of the blue, and so I was like, you know what? I got some time, I got some money, 'cause I had some money saved up from my previous 2 jobs, and I was like, you know what? Let's try it. Never done anything like this before, and I said, I'm gonna take a month, and I'm gonna see if I can do this. Never tried anything like this before. Only attended conventions, but I was like, if I could pull this off, this could possibly be my. I'd like to make it my full-time thing, and because I know I like doing creative stuff and I like doing stuff like this, and so I took a month, didn't look for work, didn't do any kind of job search or anything, and I spent all my time seeing, if I could get vendors, if I could get people interested in it, and we actually got pretty good response in in the month time. And yeah, so I've been working on it since then, and like I said, I guess the rest is history.
That's awesome. I mean, dude, that's extremely commendable that you're like, I want a con in my area. I'm going to make it happen since nobody else has. And that's a story that I've heard from a lot of our friends, like the San Diego Steampunk Society. Their event, Gaslight Expos, because they wanted an event, so now they have one. Wild West Con is our Phoenix Steampunk group, and our Tucson Steampunk group wanted a steampunking event that was not a Comic-Con, and now we have Wild Wild West Con down at Old Tucson Studios. So it's
Nice.
that passion of steampunks wanting to have an event to hang out with our friends, and basically you're taking the initiative and the adventure of saying, I'm going to make this happen.
Definitely.
And I definitely got to commend you for that, because that's super ballsy what you're doing of making an event. That is a ton of work,
Work.
That is work. I mean, it's more than a full-time job.
No kidding. I've had some people ask me, like, what do you need, or what do you have to be, or how do you do something like this, or what makes you do something like this, or like how do you even start something like this? Buy this into your pants. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, you have to be a little crazy. You have to, when people tell you, you're nuts, well, nobody's ever done something like this, and and I'm like, well, they probably thought Edison was kind of nuts too, because he tried, what was it, like 1,000 different ways? I mean, think about the 1,000 failures and only one success for a light bulb.
Mm-hmm. But you need just that one success to make it all work.
Exactly. Well. Yeah.
So just to backtrack a little real quick, for Goggles and Gadgets Creation Convention, that's going to be in Albany, New York, right?
Correct.
And the timeline for that is going to be April the 25th, right?
Yep.
So is there any insight you can give into the venue that you're having the actual event at?
Sure. So for people that are local or even familiar with New York, it's going to be at the Red Lion Hotel. For anybody listening that's familiar with Albany, New York, it's where Albany Comic-Con has their convention. And so it's the same location. There's 2 malls in the area. The one that it's like 5 minutes from Colony Center. Colony Center is one of the malls in the area. It's about 5 minutes. So if Colony Center is on your right, you're gonna be it's like a mile up the road from there. It's just Google Albany, New York, Red Lion. I think it's like 205 Wolf Road in Albany.
Awesome. So on top of that, it's a con-friendly hotel that it's happening at, so that way there's already that synergy that'll happen between both the location and the group.
Yeah, I've been going to Albany Comic-Con has had their show there for, oh gosh, years. I don't know how many years they've been having that there, and I've been going to that one for 4, 5, 6 years, something like that. And Empire Game Expo just had their first one there last July. So that's part of the reason why I picked it. I figured it was a good location. People know it from the 2 previous conventions. So yeah.
That's awesome. So for anyone looking for you online, where should they find Goggles and Gadgets online?
We have a Facebook page up, and just look us up on Facebook at Goggles and Gadgets. That's our Facebook page. or you can email us at gogglesandgadgets@gmail.com.
All right. And on Facebook, it's the @ symbol or AND for the and part?
I believe it's the ampersand
Okay.
symbol.
I just wanted to make sure on that one because I'm pretty sure that's how I found you guys when we were
Yep.
talking back and forth. So I just wanted to make sure because
No, it's okay.
as somebody who does D&D a lot, it's hard if you're not using the right end.
Oh, that's it. Yep. No, I understand. Yep.
So convention-wise, I know I'm a big fan of the volunteers. Do you guys have any volunteers that you're still looking for, or how should people reach out if they want to help you guys?
Sure. So yeah, we're always looking for volunteers. Right now, we're looking for actually two types of people. We're looking for a couple more people, like 1 or 2 more people to join our core team, and those type of people would need to be like more committed, and they would help put on the show more. As far as volunteers, absolutely. We're looking for, ticket booth people. We're looking for, security, things like that. And we're also looking for volunteers for future shows because we want to do this. We want to put on a yearly event after this one.
That's awesome. So pretty much after April this year for the regular creation convention, what is your timeline for what to expect in the future from Goggles and Games?
No, here's the fun part. Oh gosh, this is, I called the one on April 25th. That's our introductory event. It's basically just me and like one other person working on it, and that's like an introductory event where we're just showing people this is what we want to do, and just to give them a feel for where we want to go and how we want to expand the conference and everything. Now, the next summer, hello. This might sound a little crazy, but I don't really care. We want to put on a 2-week show in the summer.
That's
and
ambitious.
yes, I said, yeah, but it could be a lot of fun. Cause I'm like, I have this dream about doing a 2-week show. Yes, don't adjust your headphones. I said 2 weeks. Yes, I know that's big and crazy, but I'm like, dude, this could be awesome. You get vendors, you get food vendors, you get plays and skits and lightsaber battles and steampunk stuff and people building things and home furnishings and cosplay and trivia and all the. I mean that's just off the top of my head. I love doing huge, massive things that maybe other people think are a little nuts, but I'm like, dude, I mean, come on, how cool would that be?
It would be an immersive experience.
Yeah! So, like, I mean, yeah, it's huge. Yeah, I know it's a lot of work. Yeah, I know it's probably, I don't know, depending on how many vendors we have to get, 150, 300 or whatever. But I'm like, it's a 2-week convention, which would make it, we're going to try something, we're trying to put it on by next summer. I don't know if we can or not, but I'm like, even if we only have enough stuff for even a 1-week convention, that's the way I like to think. I like to think really way bigger than people think is possible. Than if we get anywhere near it, it's like it's still spectacular. And sorry, go ahead.
It's like aim high, and if you come up short, at least you're doing better than the average expectation.
Exactly. I mean, oh my gosh, every time I think about it, I'm like, oh, this could be like Disney World for geek culture and all this stuff. I mean, there is so much I got. There's a place up here, Albany Cap Center. I'm thinking about having it, and there is so much. I got a list of like, I don't know, 14, 16, something like that, different things that I want to do. I thought it'd be really cool. I got live bands. I got, I even thought of a stand-up comedian he would be a stand-up comedian from, a specific universe. Like, so say if we had a steampunk comedian that was from the world of steampunk, but all his jokes were like Well, like steampunk, really, it's like if the guy was lived in the steampunk world, but he joked about all the stuff in there, or with whatever fandom, or Star Wars or Marvel or DC or anything like that. So yeah, and that's just one thing that I want to do. Yeah, that's something that I really wanna.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
like
could definitely be cool. I mean, theme days for the
yeah,
con, you
gosh,
could
yeah.
play with all the genres that we love and know.
Oh, good grief, yes. This is where my mind goes. I'm thinking of, because I want to do a trivia contest, like fandom specific trivia contest. Like, say if we had like a Doctor Who trivia contest, and one of the prizes I thought would be really cool to have for one of the prizes for the trivia contest, I thought it would be really cool to have a steampunk version of the sonic screwdriver.
Oh,
Like,
that would
find
be
somebody
awesome.
yeah. So it's not just like, I mean, see, that's the kind of stuff that I like to do, and it's like, so it's not just like, hey, you want a trophy, whoopee, it's like, or you go to the Star Wars version of the contest, and you get like a damask Jedi robe,
That'd be
and like a
awesome.
full, yeah, like a full damask, just like big honking freaking cloak, and so it's like when you win something, it's not just like, oh look, I won another trophy and woohoo, but it's like something cool that you can cosplay with, or you can showcase or something like that. So I mean, yeah, I love doing stuff like that. So that's next summer. I mean, anybody
That's awesome.
listening, yeah, anybody listening, if you want to get involved with that, this could be a really cool thing if we can pull this off. And then you can brag to anybody that calls you crazy. It's like, yeah. And then when we're standing in the convention next summer, and everybody that calls you, oh, you can't possibly put on a 2-week show, you're nuts. And then you're standing there and you're like, who's nuts now? you know. But yeah, so
That is a beautiful, insane, mad, and ambitious idea, all wrapped up in one. I hope after it happens, you plan a month off to just slip into a short-term coma to recover.
Maybe. Some people tell me I'm burning the candle at both ends, but I'm like, my motto in life is life's too short to think small. And because I'm also planning 5 trilogies of video games, plus doing it on YouTube channel, podcast, shooting promo videos possibly, and helping my mom sell stuff on Etsy.
That's a lot on one plate.
Like, let's see, that's the thing. I was at work one day, and I'm planning on opening my own game design studio, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I've been working on a game for 3 years, and I'm like, my goal is once I get my team in place for that, I want to put out one video game a year. And at that time, I didn't have any other ideas or plans or even working on anything for anything else. I just had like this one trilogy. And so I was like, I need to start coming up with other stuff so I can start popping them out once we get my team in place. So that 15 years, or that 15 games, and that 15, 17 games is at least 15 or 17 years of work that I already have planned out. And that's the way, I mean, that's the way I think. So it's not like, let's do all these in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
That's like optimalistic. I mean, the shortest time is at least 15 to 17 years worth of work, and then it can just keep streamrolling it.
Yeah, so that's a good project managing where you have just enough stuff at different stages along the process, so there's
Definitely.
future prospects waiting to catch up with when you have the time and inclination.
Definitely.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's crazy pants ambitious, man.
I've been telling my other favorite saying is go big or go home. But yeah, you've seen The Dark Knight, right?
Yeah.
There's a little thing I like to do, and just to kind of tell people this is the kind of thing that you can expect from this convention in April 25th, and it's going to be a little crazy, but there's, you remember the scene where Joker and Two-Face are in the hospital, and Joker's sitting there. You remember that part?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
In his little nurse outfit.
Yeah. And so I like to take that and morph it a little bit, but I really love doing this where he says, see when somebody says they want to put on a 1-day or even a 3-day convention, nobody panics. It's all part of the plan. The one old guys who wants to put on a 2-week convention. One of them loses their minds. Introduce a little activity, upset the established order, and everything becomes fun. I'm an agent of fun. Oh, you know, the thing about fun is, it's fun. Oh my gosh, that's I'm like, yeah.
So Jonathan, right now I want to challenge you before next year's event. I want a YouTube video of this, you cosplaying Joker doing that exact skit, because that sounds freaking hysterical.
Oh my gosh.
That is my challenge to you.
Well,
Nurse,
if I can find
nurse costume optional.
Oh my gosh. I might. It's. I will make one stipulation. I will do my best to do that, but it might just be audio because I might have to work something because I'm sorry, but I have a full-grown beard, and it took me a long time to grow this thing, and so I'm like, but
listen, that's the beauty with Joker makeup, can go right over a beard.
Really?
Yeah, it looks horrible, but it can work on camera for just a one-time shot. Are you kidding?
Gosh.
I'm now thinking of all the cons that I've gone to in the last 2 or 3 years. I have never seen someone do Keith Ledger's Joker walking out of the hospital in that nurse outfit. I've never seen that cosplay from any guy.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm thinking, damn, I might have to do that for next Comic-Con next year.
Maybe, or I might wear
it's ridiculous enough.
Those 3D printed masks are getting pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The 3D printed stuff that might be an option.
Yeah.
No, oh my gosh, we're oh yes, one other thing I wanted to mention, that if anybody's listening, we are looking for the entire Guardians of the Galaxy squad. I mean, not like the whole movie or anything, but just we're looking for. I'm gonna forget one of them, so sorry, people. I'm not perfect. But we're looking for Rocket, Groot, Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, everybody, and everybody I didn't think of. It's you try putting a convention on, see you get it, everything perfect. Yeah, we're looking for if anybody cosplays them and or Deadpool. We got a little something for you. We're not going to say what, because we kind of want it to be a surprise, and so we're also doing a cosplay competition for the first one, and so no functioning weapons or anything like that, but if they're fake and not too big, then I think that should be all right.
So that is great that you have the love for the cosplayers, that you're looking to get cosplay troops together, so that way you've got the themes going. And that is one thing I'd suggest, though, is definitely make sure to put your weapon policy out there, because I know, like, here in Arizona, we had that little snafu 3 years ago at Phoenix Comic-Con, that people are still worried about what can and can't come into a convention, especially, like, the steampunks out there that love their brass and copper.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. I mean, we'll be putting those. I'm going to be working on that with my team soon. and we're going to be putting that up on the Facebook page as soon as possible. But yeah, this year it's definitely not as big as next year's. But this year, just keep it simple. But next year, of all the crazy, insane stuff that you're already hearing me talk about, I might just one up myself again. And if we can't, if there's no building that will let us do what we want to do, there might be one that hopefully this new one will let us do like what we want to do. But I would, you mentioned stuff about steampunk and everything, and I love the creativity of it. And you know what? I might just build my own building. And that's me. If there's no building, or unless it, involves like a state or federal law or something that you can't have that there, well, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. But if it's just that building that doesn't let us do it, you know what? I might eventually build my own building. I don't know.
Awesome.
Yeah, have your own, yeah, and I'm also eventually gonna do my own nightclub.
Let's see, that could
somewhere,
be
yeah, somewhere, yeah, have a convention area and nightclub, coffee house, all in one. I might, if it's my own building and I have the freedom that I want to have, so as long as y'all can be respectable and, not cause any ruckus, I might just allow a little bit more freedom with the steampunk stuff and, the sizes and everything, and as long as everyone can play nice.
Yep, that's definitely one thing I enjoy with the steampunk community is it's usually very polite, which is a big Victorian era thing is politeness in society. And steampunks have a good habit of policing their own. We take care of
Yep.
each other. So you have
Yep.
that tight sense of community.
Yeah, definitely.
So one thing that if there was a vendor or a sponsor out there listening about Goggles and Gadgets Creation Convention, what is it that you would love for a sponsor or a vendor to reach out to you about? What is their either sponsorship or vending, products that they handle?
So the fandoms that we're focusing on for the first one are obviously going to be steampunk. I would say steampunk, Marvel, Star Wars, DC, anime, and some video games. And with the video games, we're trying to stick to the more like known ones, like Mario, Sonic, Halo, Zelda, things like that. And I want to keep it family friendly, and because I love creating environments where people of all ages can feel comfortable, and so we're keeping it family friendly. As far as sponsors, we're starting off small, but we're looking to really make this really huge, and so we're looking for sponsors that would like to get with us for this convention, and then the next one next year. And we're looking to do that 2-week convention once a year, and so we're looking for vendors for that. We're looking for vendors for the first one. We still have some vendor slots open for the first one. And also, if anybody is out there that I know the Chronicles of Narnia and Lord of the Rings, I would absolutely, if you are a vendor in either of those two fandoms, at this point, you can. We're focusing more on cosplay, but for Lord of the Rings and Chronicles of Narnia, because they're so rare, I would absolutely love, if anybody is listening that does anything like that, I would absolutely love to have you here, because I'm a huge Chronicles of Narnia fan, but there isn't many vendors like that out there. I mean, I saw Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe 4 times when it came out in the theater. So yeah, those are the fandoms that we're focusing on for the first one, and we might expand it a little bit to the second one. Includes, those are the fandoms that we're focusing on for the first one. But if you have, like a Doctor Who or something like geek culture that goes along with those fandoms, yeah, we'll check it out, see if it would be good for you and be good for the people going there.
That's awesome. So if there are
Yeah.
any local fan groups or fan clubs that are looking to get in touch with your event, who should they reach out to? Is there anyone specific, or just reach out to you guys on the Facebook page?
Yep. So best way to get a hold of us is either the Facebook page, Goggles and Gadgets. Yep, you can message us through that, and you can also email us at gogglesandgadgets@gmail.com.
Perfect. And is there anything else you'd like to throw out there, folks? Like, hey, any other shameless plugs you'd like to drop out for any other events or any other groups out there?
Well, now that you mention it, there is. Oh, I don't know if anyone is in. Just to plug them, they had their first event in September. There's for any of you in New York or surrounding New York, looking for a steampunk event. They just had their first one I think it was this September. I think it was the last Saturday in September. They just had their first event. It's a steampunk event, and it was in Cortland, New York. And so I would check that out. It's called Gears to Corsets, Cortland. Yeah, it's in Cortland, New York. It's called Gears to Corsets Convention. And yeah, we just went there for the first one. I thought it was pretty good. And there's other ones. There's for anybody out here that would looking for a good convention to go to. If you're visiting the Albany area, there's Albany Comic Con has their convention coming up in March, and also Saratoga Comic Con is having theirs. I forget the exact day of that, but that's coming up soon. Saratoga Comic Con is having theirs. That's a really good show too. And there's Ace Comic Con, and yeah, this one the one I'm probably going to Northeast. That's what Northeast Comic Con in Boxborough, Massachusetts, and those are the ones that we're going to. Also, oh yeah. There's another steampunk event up in Glens Falls the week before ours. So it's in Glens Falls in New York. So if you're in that area, in the Glens Falls area, there's another steampunk event the week before mine.
Awesome.
So you could go to that one and stop down to mine.
Hey,
Yeah. So I'm gonna be doing both. So yeah.
That's awesome. So one thing I was going to throw out there, just between us, is the whole, and everyone listening, is have you reached out to any authors for any steampunk books yet? Because that's something I've got a list of friends I can always throw you their information if you need that.
Yeah. So to be honest, this is all still brand new, and so I'm like a kind of been flying by the seat of my pants, but that actually sounds really cool. Because I've been getting a little bit into more books and graphic novels, things like that for steampunk. But yeah, if anybody's listening, if you do steampunk art or if you are looking to do steampunk books, the only stipulation is that, like I said before, keep it family friendly. So I like to keep it for all ages. Have your kids there. I mean, have your grandma there if she wants to.
Hey, I can respect the family friendly because I know some cons are aiming for the 21 and over, and some are going for the whole family. I mean, that's one thing we love with Old Tucson. It lets us have Wild West Con there, and it's a full age bracket. There's the kids track, there's the adult track, so that way the whole family can enjoy the event.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's other places. I mean, if you want to go to a different kind of convention, I mean, there's other places to do that. But yeah, I like making it fun for the whole family. To sound cliche.
Hey, it's cliche, but it's awesome. I mean, because sometimes people forget that. It's not just all about top hats and corsets. It's all about all of the fandom. It's all of the different groups that we enjoy.
Definitely.
It's like like Star Wars. That's one of the things they do is to make sure it's entertaining for the whole family.
Yeah. Yep.
And that alone is an art style,
Oh yeah, oh definitely, absolutely.
Is there any other shout outs or anything you'd like to throw out there for any of your teams so far?
Um,
That's always a hard
well,
question.
I know. I mean, I'd shout them out in a heartbeat, but I don't know if they want their name out there yet. So I have, yeah, like I said, I have a few people helping me out with stuff, getting the word out and things like that. I'm not sure if they want their names out there.
We'll just call them the Goggles and Gadgets champions,
One of them's sitting on my bed right now.
That's totally a loaded answer right there.
And hey, we're just friends. That's it. Just a buddy of mine, and so that's all there is to that. Now he's smiling brighter. So yeah, once we're rich and famous, and then we'll see about the giving actual names.
There you go. Well, once all is said and done and you've all recovered, then it's time to give accolades out.
Yep, absolutely.
So I said,
hey, you just gave me another, hey. Oh, that's something. You just gave me another idea. I might just do my own version of the Oscars for my team.
There you go. That's a fun little event you can do.
Yeah, the whole black tie and everything.
Hey, that's how these ideas work. Is people get together, they collaborate, they create.
Yep.
It's almost like that's how the cosplay and maker circles work. Is we feed off each other's energy.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's awesome, dude. I'm definitely looking forward to hearing about Goggles and Gadgets of how great it turns out. And please tell me you've got some photographers set up for doing media stuff, so that way you can share the event.
Okay. I am in talks with, reach out to a lady on Facebook. She said she was just getting into photography, looking to get some experience. And so hopefully she pans out. And if not, well, let's just say photography kind of runs in my family. It started with my grandfather on my mother's side, then it went to my uncle, my mom, my brother, myself. So yeah.
Definitely throw it out there for you since you've got a month or two to still keep planning. Photo scavenger hunt. Selfie with a Doctor Who, selfie with a Jedi, selfie with a Sith, I'm just going to throw it out there with the hashtag gadgets and goggles and gadgets, I'm a huge fan of doing scavenger hunts because it's something that everybody attending can join in on and share.
Definitely. That's a great idea. Would you like to be a part of my core team by any chance?
If Tucson, Arizona was a little closer to Albany, New York, maybe, but
Well, we are putting on a 2-week convention next summer, so I ain't gonna try to twist your arm or nothing, but I'm just saying, we got people. I saw a vendor come from California to do a show in New York City. I'm just saying.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, like, while WestCon, we get folks from Canada, England, folks coming from all across the world. So traveling is not as hard. It's just scheduling the whole time off from work part.
Oh, no, I hear that.
That's the murder part.
Yeah.
But, dude, we can definitely talk about next year, a little closer to that day.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right, cool. Dude, thanks for coming on the show, and you guys are welcome back anytime, because I definitely am going to be wanting a post-April 25th action plan. How did things go at Goggles and Gadgets? I'm curious to see just what pictures come flooding in, and how the event went, and what plans you have for next year.
Yeah, definitely. It might be a week after that or 2.
Dude, I completely understand the whole recovery period.
Yeah, I might be locked in my room and playing video games and zoning out for a while. But yeah.
Hey, you got to get that mana back somehow,
Right? Gotta get them hearts.
Jonathan, I just want to definitely say thank you for coming on the show and sharing goggles and gadgets with us.
Yeah, glad to be on.
All right, and we'll definitely be following up later with you. Thank you for listening to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And feel free to enjoy our other shows, such as D&D Journey of the 5th Edition and Scion Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion hero to Ragnarok story. Thank you for listening.
Hello, this is Eric.
And Wendy Strock with Stone Valley Hobby and Games.
We sell board games, card games, role-playing games, and supplies. We have thousands of Magic the Gathering cards available, carry Kickstarter products, and work with veteran-owned small businesses to bring you our own line of products.
We are a small business retailer, but we offer competitive prices, a loyalty system, and free shipping on orders over $100.
As a military veteran myself, I'm a strong supporter of our armed forces, their families, and contractors out there doing the hard job. So any order from an AA, AE, or EP address will be shipped absolutely free.
Remember, StoneValleyGames.com, where we take your leisure seriously.